We about to, hey, we about to rock out. We gonna rock out with an acoustic guitar, right? Look, y'all, we gonna. Oh man, I can't play this thing not like I used to, man. Let's rock out, baby. The Music Recording Network, baby.
I've been watching you from a distance, girl. You light up my world, but you don't even know. Every time
I'm supposed to be acting like I'm playing.
My heart starts to twirl. Words get stuck in my throat. It's hard to let it show. I'm bringing myself to say all the things I've been hiding away. I'm stepping out of the shadows today to let you know, to let you know. We'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world, just to see you smile, just to be your guy. We'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world. You're the one I need, please believe in me, girl. Late at night I dream of you and me. Together we're free, like it's meant to be. But in the light of day I fade away. Can't find the words, don't know what to say. I'm bringing myself to say all the things I've been hiding away. I'm stepping out of the shadows today to let you know, to let you know. We'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world, just to see you smile, just to be your guy. We'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world. You're the one I need, please believe in me, girl. Every moment feels so right when I picture you in my life. I'll be your shelter from the storm, keep you safe and keep you warm. No more hiding in the dark, let me open up my heart. Take a chance on me tonight, I'll make everything alright. I will give you anything you want in this whole wide world, just to see you smile, just to be your guy. I will give you anything you want in this whole wide world. You're the one I need, please believe in me, girl. Believe in me, girl. Believe in me. I will give you anything you want in this whole wide world. You're the one I need, please believe in me, girl.
Okay, well, if I'm in the band, we do one song, then another band guy come up. Oh my God. I thought that acoustic guitar would be light as a hole, but it's slippery against my shirt. Okay. If Diddy can drink toilet hooch water, then we can rock out. All that hip hop. God dang, y'all gotta open the door. Whew. I like the background singers in that joint. Ah! That was the hardest thing to do. All right. Hey, y'all. Diddy is now mad at Trump. Why are you mad at Trump? You was telling everybody don't vote for him. Diddy is back and forth and back. we gotta get this. Can't let this white man be the president. Those are his words. Now, Diddy now threatening Trump. Nah, dog, you can't do. You could. Ooh. Oh man, Mariah, you gotta change that title, man. You can't threaten Trump because he's the president. Diddy now threatening. I'm trying to make sure the words I'm not reading it wrong. Diddy now threatening Trump. He's losing it. Y'all hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. I thought Uncle Mike lost it with the rock song. I guess Diddy is losing it for real. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
Well, it looks like I can't even say I told you so. I can't even say, guys, I told you so when it comes to this conversation, because this is a very dangerous game that Diddy is playing, and it looks like it could slap him in the face. And we know that's not the only thing that is slapping him in the face.
Don't, hey, hush.
Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get straight into this video where Diddy, Uncle Diddy, this game you're trying to play is a game that I do not recommend. You are not in a good position right now. You are currently in a prison. You just were in a different prison. You're moving from prison to prison. You're not even on house arrest. You don't have the freedom, the leeway. I don't think this is a good game for you to play. Raid Online are exclusively reporting, guys, that Diddy is playing a dangerous game with Trump and trying to basically sending subtle threats that he has information on him and that he is definitely expecting, and apparently the paperwork's been done, and that all of this is going to be happening for this commutation.
Yeah, I got documents on you. Because you was sitting right beside me on that plane when we was going to that island. You know you was sitting right beside me. Remember what you said to me? I like that young one too.
For this pardoning. If you don't let this pardoning go, because if you were pardoned by now, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But Sean Diddy Combs is still bragging to his fellow inmates about his early release from prison, and it's apparently guaranteed, and that Trump has promised to pardon him. He's been boasting behind bars that Trump actually owes him one, and his brags have sparked massive speculation that Diddy may have compromising material on the president, a suggestion that White House insiders are trying to dismiss. Diddy's been telling anyone who will listen that Trump has actually got his back, and that he's saying the deal's already done, that the paperwork is just a matter of timing. People in here are starting to ask what kind of leverage he could possibly have over a man like Trump. Insiders are reporting the talk inside is that Diddy knows something about Trump's past, and that's why he's so confident he will step in and grant him early release. Whether it was true or not, that's what Diddy is spreading. The fact that Trump hasn't ruled it out publicly is fueling this narrative more. The rumors have gained traction after a White House official denied reports that Trump's plans to commute Combs. Would have gladly explained had they reached out before running their fake news. The president, not any anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons. The president, not other anonymous sources, is the final decider on pardons, which is what White House said, a couple of weeks ago. Sources have said that Trump is facilitating on whether to intervene for Combs, with advisors warning him not to, but friends urging him to follow his instincts.
Ooh, I'm sweating.
Despite the uncertainty, Diddy is remaining optimistic. He still thinks Trump will come through. Diddy says it's all policies and that the president wants to be seen as a man of redemption, especially for people like him who built the success from nothing.
That don't mean nothing, cousin.
But even in that context, the prospect Trump might pardon Diddy has sent shockwaves through Washington and raised one enduring question. What could the rapper have on him to make him think that he deserves a pardon? Exclusive, the title states. What does he have on him? How Sean Diddy Combs is pinning his hopes of early release on a Donald Trump pardon. So these are...
Well, here's the thing. If you do have something on him and you locked up and he's the president, I mean, you can't get... Dude, you can't get no more lopsided than that. It's almost like... Nah, it ain't nowhere near like that. I was going to say... an angel or God fighting the devil, but I don't know which one is the devil. And I definitely don't know which one is God. So that's a bad example.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
So let me try again. You got somebody that got all the power, and then you got somebody who think they got the power. Now that's a more, dude. You gonna sit here and say, well, I was sitting on the airplane with Trump. I got copies of my tickets. I got pictures of us sitting on the airplane together. Dude, come on, man. Y'all could have been going to the Virgin Islands. Get it? Get it? That's a dry joke. The Virgin Islands, ain't no sex going on there. Anyway, no, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing but a bunch of talk.
Exclusive, the title states. What does he have on him? How Sean Diddy Combs is pinning his hopes of early release on a Donald Trump pardon. So these subtle threats that Diddy is trying to portray isn't going to work in his favor. Now, granted, Diddy was taught early on in his career, credited via the Whitney Webb's article, that this man, Diddy, likes to film everyone and everything. And the reason he does this, guys, is because of leverage. He wants to have information on you that he can use against you if he can't get what he needs. And if he wants something specifically, he's basically going to ask you, I've got this of you, this is what I want, in a very subtle manner. And it looks like these are the prison conversations now that Diddy is having with multiple prisoners that Trump actually owes him. Why does Trump owe him anything? I'm very confused, because the last time I checked, these two weren't close friends, and that Diddy was basically stating that, you know, he wanted Biden to win, not this man. It would have been the opposite way had they been friends. Yes, they've been in the same social circles, but they weren't close friends by any means necessary. If they were close friends, and if Diddy did support him, he would have been out right after that damn trial. After he was sentenced, he would have been pardoned later on that damn week. So Diddy going around now saying to other prisoners,
dude, if they was friends, he would have been out on the first pardon. If you had it like that, yo, this is a mistake. This man got something on me. And he kept his mouth shut. Right after the first pardon, nah. If I had something on the president after the first pardon that I've lost, I'd have been like, now, because see, it's different for me because I'm allergic to jail. That got a lot to do with it, people. I'm trying to let y'all know. I've been like, oh, no, hold up. Now, hold up. You mean to tell me y'all trying to keep me in here? I got stuff on the president, bruh. Hey, pardon me, dog, because I'm telling y'all right now. And I'm starting to, you got 3 hours. You ain't got no 3 days, bro. You got 3 hours. And I'm telling. Oh, my God, y'all get out of here, man. Get out of here. I can't reach the button.
That he actually has stuff on Trump, sending subtle threats and stating that Trump owes him, to me is a dangerous game for this man, because you don't have people around you to help. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the reason for why Diddy only got 2 to 3 years. If that there were some kind of paid jurors, and that some of the jurors were told to basically not find him guilty, because otherwise he's going to rat on people left, right and center because of all of the information that he has. Because when the police raided his homes, they took many tapes. So I wouldn't even be surprised if this is why all of this happened and this was basically just a show trial. But that's a different conversation for a different day, which we've already had.
That's what it is.
Here, Diddy, you're not playing chess. It ain't going to be checkmate for you. You're going to lose this battle. And my advice to you is shut up, do your prison sentence of a couple of years, and then you can come out and you don't need to deal with this trial anymore. It's going to be put behind you. I do believe other trials are coming his way. I do believe that there are other active police investigations. Those are uphill battles for him to face when he reaches there. But Diddy, you in prison right now, trying to imply to other prisoners that Trump works for you.
People, Diddy has already lost. This is what society don't understand. He can keep trying, but the reality is Diddy has already lost a year ago. He is doing his time, and they finding anything. Everybody's pointing the finger at Diddy. Everybody. You drinking toilet water. You've been on the phone using other people's phone calls. You've been bribing jury. You've been got people making up your beds and stuff. Everybody pointing the finger at Diddy. And you need to realize, Diddy, that if somebody did anything wrong and they can blame it on you, that's what they doing right now. Cassie, all of them. You got to realize that, bro. And he's still fighting and losing.
Diddy, you in prison right now, trying to imply to other prisoners that Trump works for you. Trump owes you. Sending subtle threats, and that you know things about him and his life that this man has done that you are completely aware of, and that you will use against him, and sending subtle threats. I don't think that's the right way for you to go. It might have worked for you previously in your career, but whilst you're in prison surrounded by all of these handsome men for yourself, this ain't gonna work well for you. None of this is going to work well for you. None of it. And I just feel like did this man is delusional, and that's probably why he was drinking, probably depressed. It's why he's having these, religious psychosis, and God is speaking to him, and he's walking up and down and pacing around the prison, speaking to himself, as these reports say, because God is speaking to him. He's desperate. The man wants to do anything and everything to just get out of jail. And so he's reaching that position now where he's stating, do I have to pull that last card out of my back pocket and really send subtle threats to people to say, get me out of here because I have information on you that I will get out there through my people to the press and etc. because he has a PR team working for him. Is this the angle that Diddy is playing now? It's a desperate angle, and I can understand why he would do it. But as I've said in this video many times, it's not going to work well. It's going to work against him. He knows that he has basically been brought to the ground, brought to his knees, lost his, so much, and his connections and everything. Oh, not even his wealth, but lost so much. You can lose even more. You already went up against Diageo and you lost. And now you want to go up against Trump? You want to threaten this man and you think it's going to work for you? Let the commutation go. Let the pardoning go. And just do your sentence. You're at a better prison anyways. I don't get why you're doing the most right now and sending, these random threats. I don't understand it. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. Do subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It's just one click to subscribe. That's all you guys have to do. Send a tip.
Man, this is ridiculous, y'all. This is ridiculous. Trump, Trump and Diddy. Why?
Honestly, like, if this.
I'm trying to think. Oh, this is what I was going to do right here.
Jonathan Haye, thank you so.
What? Jonathan Haye is actually being interviewed on Murad's channel, man. Murad, you got it going on, baby. Man, that's my dog right there. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. My bad, Uncle Mike getting old. This dude right here, he part of the industry, man. So you gotta listen. You gotta listen to everybody that's in the industry, man. He lying. Oh no, I like him. He lying. Everybody lying. Everybody lying. Even the 80 people that got civil cases on Diddy lying. Even Diddy mother lie. Everybody on Diddy's side ain't lying, but everybody that's not on Diddy's side is liars. Well, I guess Uncle Mike a liar too. Here we go.
Yes, Jonathan Haye, thank you so much for joining today. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you coming forward and wanting to speak and, getting in contact. I feel like this is a very, very interesting story, one that is very traumatic. And before we dive deep, I do just commend you for having the courage to come forward, especially as a man. It's very difficult, but I definitely commend you. So please introduce yourself for those who might not know who you are.
I'm Jonathan Haye. I've been in the music business for 30 years. I'm trying on some different shades, trying to look like my opposition, Big Homie BC. Big Homie BCC. What's his name? Big Homie CC.
Big Homie CC, yes. I think he's moved to London or the UK or something like that.
Thank God. I'm just kidding. Listen, Big Homie CC, if you're watching this, don't Please don't kidnap me again. Anyways,
Again,
I'm loving the shades.
again,
thank
don't
you.
kidnap me again.
Anyways, but you know what is weird? It just made me think, and I love your show.
Thank
You're
you. I appreciate
hilarious as well. You're hilarious.
it. Thank you.
So I figure we try to make this as light as possible because
That's how I do
everybody.
it. You know what I mean? Even though it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It's just crazy. Yeah.
Because all these other ones have been bleeding out. So I was looking forward to speaking with you.
I appreciate
Right.
it.
Outside the Largo Police Department tonight. So, Jennifer, who is this complainant?
Well, his name is Jonathan Haye, who lives in Largo. He says he's known Diddy in passing since 1998. This past September, turned to Largo police officers for a criminal investigation. He says the defendants in this case conspired to sexually assault him.
When I look back at it, at the incident, so I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible. But
Please. Yeah.
the first incident that's in the report with Biggie's shirt that happened, and that caused the chain reaction that led to the really traumatic event, right, of being completely violated.
Mhm.
And even with Biggie's shirt, that was a violation of as me as
Absolutely.
well,
Absolutely.
and it's a violation of Biggie.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
how I
just
took
it's
it.
like it's just crazy, right? But that incident, because I didn't tell CJ Wallace right away, because it's like I'm showing up on the set,
Yeah, you wouldn't.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're meeting each other for the first time. They have all these film crew, they have all these people there, and this happens. A lot of people have said, "Well, why didn't you go out and tell anybody?" It's like
Absolutely.
there's tons of people there. What am I going to do? I'm
Mm.
just meeting everybody for the first time. High insight. I wish I would have walked away because it would have prevented that traumatic. Anyways, when CJ and I got closer, and he was someone that I really trusted, and he would talk about what he's been through with his father being an icon who passed away at such a young age. I
Dang.
wanted to wait until after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, before his dad was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, before I told him. And so then I told him, and he reacted. He was surprised. He was angry, and he said, "Let him process it." And then it was either that night or the next day I received, I got a call from his partner, Willie Mack, and said the project is over. You're going to get a cease and desist. Don't talk about the project. Da 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 da. Well, weeks later, CJ and Willie, they call me. They apologize, and they're like, we want to pick you up. Are you still in LA? I'm like, yeah, I'm still in LA because I brought like everybody with me. Everybody was excited to work on Biggie. So we had a whole team of people in Los Angeles, right? So the whole thing was like embarrassing. And honestly, I regretted
Mm,
it. I was like, this is why I should have kept my mouth shut,
mm.
because they killed the project for a minute. But anyways, so they picked me up, and I was like excited that, okay, we're getting the band back together. That's what happened with his dad clothing is out. Now we can just focus on the project. But when they picked me up, it was very quiet in the car. And usually that's not the case at all with them,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're dealing with the Notorious B.I.G. estate and Bad Boy Records.
Right.
They usually have all kinds of talking points, and I was asking them, like, as they're driving me over, what single are we going to promote? Because we had done the Big Papa House mix that came out, that was, on a lot of big publications. So I was like, what's the next single we're going to push? What are we going to talk about? And they were like, oh man, we're just going to let it flow, type ish.
Uh-huh.
And, I should have known then that it was a trap, but we're, smoking a blunt. And I go to the location, and that's when Diddy and his guys pop out, and then the rest is in the lawsuit and the
In the
complaint.
book. Yeah.
It was very violent. It was very angry, and people, I've seen comments where people are like, "Well, why didn't you bite it off?"
What do you
It's
mean by
like,
bite it off? What does that mean? Like,
when he was doing what he was doing
oh,
to me.
oh,
Right.
okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, "Well, like, why didn't you bite it off?" And it's just like, first of all, you're in that situation, you're traumatized and you're shocked
Completely.
and everything else. And then like if I bite it off or fight, I'm outmanned here. Diddy, his two guys, CJ Wallace,
Yep.
Willie Mack,
Yep.
his brother. Then what's gonna happen? Then they're gonna violate me even more. And that's one of the things that Gene Deal was talking about. But Gene Deal was like, "Yo, I would never let my manhood, give away. I would fight till the death." Okay, I'm not trying to fight till the death,
Agreed.
right? I'm trying to stay alive. And then what? They're gonna knock me out, and then I'm not gonna be violated in my mouth, but I'm gonna be violated in other places. Or what's gonna happen from that, or be killed, or be murdered. Like I have a family, I have friends, like
And even thinking about getting jumped, that isn't even the first thought. The first thought is what is going on? What is it?
exactly.
So as like I myself have been through SA, so I can completely understand that when a man is essaying another man, suddenly there's a conversation about manhood or your masculinity has been taken. All of that is just to me complete BS because you're being essayed by another individual. And so I understand the mind and what it does in that moment. You go into defense mode. You don't go into let me try and do something to harm somebody because then everything
Yeah,
you're not going to do. That's not your instinct. Your instinct is to protect yourself. So yeah, I
yeah.
completely understand your process.
It's it's shock. It's not like you can think. Like looking back, yeah, I could have done so many things differently.
But that's just
I could have,
hindsight. Yeah, that's just
you
natural
know,
human thought. Is that even when you have an argument with somebody, oh, I should have made this point. I should have said this. Like you're always going to think of
correct.
you could have done better. But I think that that thought process is quite negative, and rather we should just have grace for ourselves to be like we didn't know better at that moment of time. But at the end of the day, you want to protect yourself. That's priority, and you're going to find any way to do it.
Absolutely,
So yeah,
absolutely.
I completely understand. I just feel like when men have a conversations of men going through SA, they always try to make it sound reductive and they water it down and they say, "Oh, you could have done this," or "I would have done that to fight to this," and it's just like you wouldn't have. Your body freezes. We're all human at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this whole masculine and non-masculine, it's all just a construct that we made up, really and truly. But the SA and what it does to your body, you freeze. And it's insane that Diddy would have the madness in him to do this to women and men because this is a way of control and a way of like telling you off and don't do this again. And it probably worked for a lot of people. They would freeze. They don't want to be told off and go through that again. So it's very insidious and traumatizing. But yeah, I just think that other men, when having this conversation, they really make it sound reductive.
And I hate to say I'm a victim. I try to. I'm trying to change that wording to survivor, right? And not victim. I know there's so many victims out there, right? And that's, we gotta let's look at it as we survived those incidences. We're still here,
Right.
right? And that's another thing too is the after the after the after Diddy was found, not guilty and guilty on some, right? A lot of the people I know, the victims who have lawsuits and civil suits, they felt defeated, right? And like, oh, now what's going to happen? And then they've also felt defeated with this, rumor mill of Donald Trump is going to pardon him, right? So
Right.
a lot of these people feel defeated, and they can't win, but they can, right? I'm getting serious traction right now,
Serious
through the police,
traction.
through the police department, and I'm getting a lot of support. I'm getting a lot of hate, right?
That
From
happens, especially when men come forward, or just
and that's
anybody
okay,
in general. Yeah.
and that's okay. I mean,
Mhm.
whatever, you know.
It's super bizarre
I
to
like
me
him.
why people would want to hate somebody coming forward with a story like this. I don't understand. It's just men. Men in general just think that you are. Will probably assume. I haven't seen any critique of you yet, but probably would assume you're a liar or you're doing it for money or that you're making this up. It's probably the first instinct that people would say, and it's just sad.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, this isn't something that you want to
Right.
come out and say,
Right.
right?
But you
Like
don't want to identify yourself and say, "Did he do this to me?" Like people don't want to, you know.
my like my family and friends,
Absolutely.
everybody knows about it, so you feel a little bit weird, when you're around people.
Mm,
Now this right here is Murad has openly admitted that he's been orange or grape or whatever you want to. And this man is openly saying it. And it's a lot of men that feel embarrassed that another man that did something like this to them. And I can relate to them not wanting to, because there was times where something I didn't want to admit to. Somebody stole my car. It wasn't no sexual thing. Ain't nothing happened to Uncle Mike sexually unless it was with a woman. Knock on wood also by that, man. I'm not bragging over it. I'm just telling you that's the facts. But I know one thing. Kudos to both of y'all for coming out saying what's true. Truth. Not lies and cover-ups. I don't like lies and cover-ups. I like truth. That's all.
Like my family and friends,
Absolutely.
you know, everybody knows about it, you know. So you feel a little bit weird, you know, when you're around people,
Because you're
you
thinking,
know.
what do they think?
I don't
And
care what they
Absolutely.
think. That's what
And
I
it's
say.
Yeah, sorry.
See, that's the main problem right there. You gotta look at him looking at me. Why he don't like this black shirt? He don't like my glasses. I need to put on. He don't like my hair. That's why I gotta put on a wig. I don't care what you think. In fact, please let me know you don't like it so I can tell you I don't care. I'm glad you told me though, but I don't give a. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. That's what's wrong with society. Everybody is worrying about pleasing everybody. No matter what you do, you can't please everybody. So you might as well just do you. You might as well just do you. Damn. I mean, daggone. Here we go.
You know, so you feel a little bit weird, you know, when you're around people,
Because you're
you
thinking,
know.
what do they think? And yeah,
Absolutely.
I
such
don't
And
give a
strong.
sugar
Yeah,
what
sorry,
they
continue.
think.
yeah, and as far as money, there's been no money made, right? And I know that because civil suits take years, right? They can, you know, but that's what I'm saying. My fight is for, and everybody, a lot of people told me, oh, just, you know, focus on the civil suit. But I want justice. And since once we filed the lawsuit and once that went viral, it gave us, you know, put some points on the board and some strength where finally we could get the police's attention. I want CJ Wallace in handcuffs, Willie Mack in handcuffs, and I want Diddy when he gets out of jail, right? And Fort Dix, which is appropriate name for where he's at. I want him to face the music in California because California doesn't play.
Period.
I wish I could throw gang signs and be like West Coast, but you know, anyways,
I really do wish you the utmost luck with
thank you, man.
I really do. You've got my full support with this case, and I'm obviously so sorry what you've gone through, but I commend you because you're persevering
Yeah,
massively. And I think that this will triumph. And I think that's the attitude that we should have. Everybody's picking this story up. People are speaking about it even here in London. So I think that it's really going places.
right.
So I just commend you and I wish you all the best of luck. And thank you for your time today as well, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
Honestly, I appreciate it. I can't even imagine how you're even doing like when you keep doing interviews and you keep, talking about it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah,
I don't know how you do it, but I
r-
fully commend you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Do you know what's weird? Is like through all this, like when the story came public, I've really created this weird beef with Gene Deal,
Interesting.
right? And he's been going back and forth. Our emails that we send to each other are like so crazy, and he like
Dang.
wants to meet up and like fight, and I'm like, bro, we would look like sumo wrestlers together, right?
Not sumo. I'm screaming.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
I'm like, what would that look like? You know, so
oh my God. Hold up, man. Wait a minute, Gene. Shame on you, Gene. Wait, dude. Real talk, man. If you are in your 40s, I want to say 38. I really want to say 35 to be honest, but I'm trying to give somebody some leave room. 40, if you 40 years old and you talking about fighting somebody, you talking about meeting up to fight somebody, you are the problem. Fighting somebody for what? This man got he got his beliefs, he got his story that he believe is true, and I got my story that I believe is true. Why we gotta do this? I'm still gonna believe my story, and you still gonna believe your story. Whoever win or lose. I don't understand. Dude, this what made me start fighting. I said, man, I'm done with that. Got my jaw broke from a sucker punch. Don't nobody say, hey, put him up. Let's rumble. It's a sucker punch. Then I realized that, damn, I did a sucker punch in the first place. That's why one sucker to another sucker, because I didn't come to the guy and say, hey, come on, let's fight, and I'm about to hit you. He was running off at the mouth, so I hauled off and hit him. I ain't got time for this back and forth. Then somebody sucker punched me, and that's what started the whole fight. And I know one thing. I hit somebody, man, and I swear to you, man, it took about 8 months for my hand to, if I move it a certain way, because it's been years. It took 8 to 9 months for my hand to heal up, and then I even can feel it. It was hurting so bad. I said, Lord, this is me again, the dummy. The dummy listening. Are you listening to the dummy? If you just get this pain off my hand, please, Lord. Every time I do something, it'll remind me, hello, you messed up. And I say, and I'm listening. If you could just get this pain off my hand, I swear I would think 50 times before I even start a fight. So I start telling people, you dummy, I'm 45. Well, this is after years of learning. My fighting days is over with, bro. I ain't got to fight you. I can go to the Philippines. I ain't got to fight you. I can go to a restaurant and chill. You got to think like that. I don't have to fight you. I can go have fun and play with my grandbabies if that's your situation. You got to turn the other cheek real hard, man. I cannot believe Gene Deal is like, we can hook up somewhere. That boy look like he don't want to fight nobody in the first place. Gene Deal, you used to be a bodyguard. You the one that threw Ja Rule's cousin around. All this stuff. You was a bodyguard, cousin. That's like Will Smith and Lil Pookie, because he played Pookie. Will Smith played Muhammad Ali. That's bullying. Oh my God.
What we would look like sumo wrestlers together, right?
Not Zumo. I'm screaming.
I'm like, what would that look like? So anyways, Gene Deal's upset. So shout out to Gene Deal.
Shout out to Gene Deal. Yeah. I
Listen
wonder
to
why
this.
he's upset though. Like that seems a bit random.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because I made a comment about him because he had said something about me.
Right.
And when I was a John Doe, and he had came out and said, these lawsuits aren't real. They're just trying to get CJ Wallace.
Right.
That was an awful big homie CC impression. But anyways, he said, he was like saying how that this was an attempt to get money from the CJ Wallace, from the Notorious B.I.G. estate. But that's not it. This has been going on for years. And it's been public now, yes. But I started the lawsuit with my law firm at the beginning of the year, right? That's when we started doing this. Before CJ Wallace sold, his share of his dad's catalog with Primary Wave Music. So it has nothing, like, so he's crazy. So I referenced him, and then he got upset. And then he got upset when I said that Biggie was the greatest bisexual rapper of all time. Right.
Yeah, I got
And he's
upset.
like,
Yeah.
and he's like, how does he know that? And he was like, there's no way he could have learned it from CJ because he was only 4 months old. It's like, yo, CJ's growing up with his family and his uncles and cousins on both sides, Faith Evans and Biggie, right? So he's heard about his father being bisexual, and it wasn't anything that he was trying to conceal. Like the project, this is how I got involved with CJ Wallace and Diddy on the project that we did. We did the Notorious Big reimagined his house and techno music, right? And it was in 2020, and they wanted to make it like openly um, diverse, and they wanted to be an openly gay project, right? As they put it out in the press too. They wanted to, bring in the the brown, queers, trans,
Right.
everything else. They weren't hiding it. And the reason that CJ wanted to do that was because he felt like he could finally honor his father's legacy. So that's why I spoke those things. So then it created a beef. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Gene Deal and Biggie were lovers. Who knows? But
Lord
he got
have
upset.
mercy.
He got upset.
I feel like people do get quite emotional during this whole P. Diddy case when their names are mentioned, and I just honestly find it to be so interesting. But
I can't really speak too much about the case because
of course,
because it is a lawsuit. But the reason that I spoke out, and the reason, because my law firm put me as a John Doe, right,
right,
to protect my entity and to protect my identity and everything else. But I wanted to come out as myself because of the criminal investigation that we're doing, right? And as you've seen probably in the news reports, and I'm learning this from the news reports, is that because these investigative journalists, they're contacting like the Los Angeles police and stuff. I found out from a news agency that the Los Angeles police had turned it over to district attorney for the prosecutors, right? And so that got me really excited, and they've been confirming this in the media. I haven't heard this. So, this strategy of coming out publicly is working because
absolutely.
if it is with the district attorney, that means, the detectives gather the case, then they present it to the prosecutors, the district attorney, and then the district attorney decides on whether charges. So I hope it's where they are at. And plus I was getting frustrated for like a year because as the report said, I did this from Largo, Florida.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at. And the Los Angeles police did an AOA report, which is assisting other agencies. And so the Largo police did it. They were wonderful, right on it. And the LA, getting a hold of the LAPD, as they're so big and there's so much crime, right? And they're probably understaffed. I don't know. It's been hard to get through with anything and anybody. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get their attention, because the louder you blow the whistle, the more noise you make, the more ears and eyes will get on it, and that can lead to justice.
and I think that's what's happening because New York Post, you got Fox News, people are beginning to report on this. And we obviously heard of this case, but then there was a report initially, I think a week or so ago, where I spoke about it again. We were like, wait a minute, the police have collected this. The police are looking at this.
Right.
We were like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on now? And I believe you said that you mentioned that there is some kind of active investigation, and now that it's going to a different level. So now things are getting very serious. And I think that's expedited because you've come forward with your identity. And I think that strengthened everything massively. And I think that it's also going to help other men to come forward who also have hidden their identity, and that you're going to inspire them to be like, Diddy has done something to me as well, because you definitely aren't the only one. And he's
Right.
gotten away with so much. And the fact that allegedly what Diddy has done to you, I can't even fathom somebody going through that. It's so extremely traumatic. So hopefully,
Absolutely.
how is your mental right now? Because I feel like everything's coming back. You're speaking about it more. It's in the front of your mind. You're all these memories. So how are you mentally doing on that side
I'm
of the fence?
doing I'm doing well.
I feel like you are. I was gonna say you seem like you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing better. Like after it happened, I was, brought to my knees. I was completely broken down. I was struggling with self-harm.
Hmm.
I understand the YouTube words. I don't want to say the
No, I
word, but I was
understand. Yeah.
I was struggling with that, and I've said this before. I after I went from Los Angeles after the incident, I went to Dallas, and I was staying at the Statler Hotel, which is a high building, and every day I would think about jumping off the roof because it kept recycling and recycling and recycling. And this is during the pandemic, right? So everybody's distance, like the social distancing, and I would just sit there and I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do something today different or something that I haven't done. and that got me through like each day. And I have a good, support team. I have a great therapist. It's amazing having the law firm that I do. They're very high volume, high profile, high octane. They've been attacking this very aggressive. So, and also to finally be heard, because
Mm-hmm.
for years afterwards I wasn't heard, man. It
Right.
was a rough time. I went to the police.
Okay.
I did everything that I could. I went to the Notorious B.I.G. estate. Like I said, I blew the whistle and it was silence constantly. So it's good to finally be heard.
I think it's extremely difficult as a man to just come forward and
It is.
why did Diddy SA me? Like, what did I do to him? You have all of these questions, and
Mm.
I personally felt like Diddy is somebody who was gay, who is behind the closet. That's just my personal opinion, and I feel like he would do these things to men because he could just simply get away with it.
Mm.
And so I can't even fathom how you were able to survive that shock. Uh,
Right, right. It is. It's humiliating. It makes you question your manhood. And it was really rough to be violated like that by another man. But and to answer your question about him being gay, um, like talking to my therapist, I have a wonderful therapist, and she says, sexual assault as it pertains to me, it's different for everybody.
hmm,
It isn't about attraction and pleasure. It's about hate, rage,
control, yeah, ego.
domination, control. So it wasn't like this was an instant where he's attracted to me. This was an instant where he wanted to completely dominate me and control me and humiliate me, right? So it's been a very, very hard thing to process, right? So
There's just no words. I'm thinking about it now as you're just as we're talking about it, and I'm like, this shit is just crazy. Like to just,
right.
I'm trying to keep the interview professional, but it's just crazy to even have this man do this. And I'm glad that you're pursuing criminal charges. I think that is what's so important. Civil is, of course, you're right. In that's how I see it. You're entitled to compensation, civil, but also criminal. I think it's so important because people believe that once the trial has ended and that Diddy gets out of jail, everything's ended for his life. But obviously, don't think that's the case because he's harmed many people. So my question to you as well is,
Mhm.
what were your thoughts, sorry, on the criminal trial? It's obviously all ended now. He's been sentenced. I don't believe you came to New York, or maybe you did for the trial. But what are your thoughts of it now that it's all wrapped up?
No, I was scared because Gene Deal was there.
Right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
He
you.
seemed
I'm kidding.
stressed when he was there, from what I saw from the
He
video.
always seem he always seems stressed. He disses me for wearing glasses. It's like, bro, you need to wear glasses. Look at yourself. Anyways, everybody in the comments section, who's uglier, me or Gene Deal? I'm uglier than Gene Deal. I will quit doing interviews. Anyways,
Oh,
That's
I thought
crazy.
the trial was, it was obviously a disappointment,
right. I
right? It
agree.
was
I
obvious.
completely agree.
It was obviously disappointment, and I was speaking to this attorney for one of my other clients, and they can't fathom why they didn't use the guns, with the scratched off serial numbers. That's in the evidence. That's 10 years, he said. Like, you don't even have to go through a trial. Like, it's there. You've got it. He's dead to rights. So I don't understand that. But, we do got to respect
Court of
the
law.
sys-
Yeah.
the court of law. We do got to respect the jury. I don't understand why they didn't call as many witnesses or whatnot. But I will tell you this, New York and LA are very competitive. So I'm hoping that our criminal case, gets picked up, and then, us LA cats, because I love LA, we can show New York how it's done in LA.
Right, because I really thought that in New York it was going to be shown to us how it's done, and
Right.
that didn't happen at all. The fact that he was facing life, and it's obviously he's going to be out in 2 years now, and he's moved prisons, and it's just honestly a shock to me. And the jurors were smiling when they left. It just seemed like there was some corruption going on that we didn't know about. But because he's so big and because he's so famous, I do think that this case of yours hopefully will be picked up in LA, and it will be another infamous trial that he will be facing.
I do too.
A
And
hundred
that's
and
another,
ten percent.
yeah, and that's another thing about the criminal and civil is because, and this is what I, suggest to the other victims out there, is who have civil cases, try to take it criminally as well, because that's gonna provide you with the evidence, the forensic evidence from phones, pinging phones, cell towers, messages. Because what I've learned is they can still access all that data and that information. So that's what I'm excited about, because we have them dead to rights as far as forensic evidence. So no one can ever dispute that. So
Interesting.
um, yeah.
I was told also that you have a book coming out. So is this something that you have written or are in the process? And what is your book in regards to? Is it about similar instances?
So we've been
Okay.
working on we've been working on the book for a while, right?
Right.
We just haven't figured out when exactly, to put it out. Obviously, we'd have to get the law firm to approve and be on board.
Right, right. Because you've got this pending. Yeah. That's a good one.
Right. We'd have to be that, but we are in the finishing stages, and we're going to talk to them about pre-orders and stuff like that. But and then figure out how we're going to donate to the victims, because really, the book is to raise awareness for the victims, because I know a lot of these victims are suffering. A lot of them have been blackballed or been humiliated at their home, and it's a struggle. So that's really what I want to do the book for, is to help the other victims.
And what is the book about? Is it about your journey in your life? And
It's about the journey and the life, and then obviously, what about the Diddy stuff. Chomp away. Work on the book.
I'm
Um,
excited for the book. Yes, I'm definitely
yeah.
excited for it. Do you have a name for it or any idea what it would be called in terms
No.
of
So
name?
so so we've had names. It's those things. It's like, oh, this is it.
Right, right,
This is a cover, and then maybe that's not it, that you
right,
think about the next day. So
right.
we're working on it. Soon there will be a pre-order link, like once it's all approved by everybody. And then obviously we'll let you know. And then we're going to figure out, how to donate the majority of that to the victims, some kind of victims funds, whoever. We want to set a fund to be able to donate to the victims out there who are struggling.
It's a very good idea. I completely commend you for that because I
Hmm.
think it's a really good incentive for a lot of people.
Right.
I just feel like it's happening everywhere.
Right.
We're just
I
more
agree.
exposed. We're just more exposed to seeing it rather than
Yeah.
before everything was hidden. Now it's the access of social media. Like we can have conversations like this,
Absolutely.
which I think is definitely powerful. But I
Yes,
want to
sir.
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you again, man. You're
Appreciate
wonderful. I love your sense of humor. I love
it.
your,
Thank you, bro.
I love your, people always forward me your links, and I just crack up a lot, you know?
I
So,
really, I really appreciate it, man. I mean, I try.
yeah. All right, man. All right. Thanks again.
No worries, man. No worries.
All right.
Enjoy the
No
rest of your day,
worries. Everybody say that. No worries. No worries. It's crazy, man. This is crazy, man. Oh my gracious. Every time I look, I can't keep up. And I had about 5 people come to me and say, well, once Diddy trial over, then what you gonna do? And I was like, what makes you think that? So wait a minute, let me get this straight. So once Diddy trial is over with, everybody gonna leave YouTube. Is that what you telling me? Anyway, hey, Uncle Mike done forgot what he gonna say, man. But I know one thing, Gene, everybody is entitled to a mistake. We human. I mean, Gene, that's my cousin, man. That's my brother. I like Gene. I like Marat. If I say I like you, you have to do a lot of stuff, or you got to do something real serious. But going to say you're going to meet somebody in an email, I'm going to meet up with you and we're going to fight. No, Gene, you missing the point of being the bigger man, Gene. And I forgive you for that, because you shouldn't be. Man, we too old for this. Come on, y'all. I don't care what that man said out of his mouth. Unless he said something about your mama. People have said something about my mama. And I said, oh, yeah, well, that's why your mama she ain't got something about eating. I forgot what he said. And I said, that's okay. She can have some of my food. Something like that. And everybody laughed, right? Hey, man, whatever, man. I ain't got time for that. Look here, man. Y'all need to think about what y'all doing when it comes down to trying to fight somebody. Fighting is not the answer. And I'm trying to figure the words out to let you understand that it ain't the answer, because whoever win or whoever lose, they still going to think what they going to think. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.